Teacup is an endearing and childlike point-and-click adventure that might be brief in its staying power and time with you, but gives you a big beaming smile and plenty of childlike innocent joy as you play. You play as Teacup, who is a child frog, and she lives in a little house. Of course she does. And she's got a tea party coming up in 2 days' time, but she's run out of tea. And that is literally the high stakes of this game. It is so slice of life. I love it. And so what she does is go across different locations in a village to speak to various other different animal, wildlife and residents of the village, do some fetch quests, solve some puzzles, get some tea, have the party at the end. And that is all that you have to do. There are no high stakes. There is no drama. It is cute. It is fluffy. It looks like it's aimed at kids, but actually I think that adults would enjoy this too, because you regress back to the childlike wonder of the world. And that's part of the fun that I had playing Teacup. She skips along in this like lackadaisical merry way, and the way how she deals with conversation, like adults are like, oh, well, let's do some shopping, and oh, I've got businesses to run, and she's just like, I want a cake, I want some cookies, I want some tea. And she's so single-minded and simplistic in the way how she goes about doing things. I found it quite cute. There's also kind of some hidden stuff around here too, because she's a child that doesn't necessarily go out of her house very often because she's shy. So it's about enjoying life and time with her friends and not reintegrating with society so much, but realising that actually embracing other people and talking to them can be a positive experience for someone who is fundamentally shy on the inside. Some of my favourite moments of Teacup come from those very scenarios. So there's a part where they go, Teacup and her 2 friends, on a little boating adventure, completely different to everything else in the game for a couple of minutes. And it's just a nice, quiet, serene moment where they're just mucking about on a boat. It doesn't add anything in particular to the story, but it just feels like a nice, wholesome experience that kind of makes you go, ah. And there's another one where you're on the beach at a kite festival and you're just chilling with your mates. And it's just such a nice taking 5 minutes and remembering to do that. I thought it was a nice thing to have in the game. The game itself is exceptionally easy though, and it is quite short. You'll complete this in about the 2-hour period without any help or guides, because once you've talked to various people, it kind of naturally unlocks other bits of the conversation when you go back round. So even if you don't understand what you're doing, and there's no particular notepad or jogging of your memory to tell you what you're doing in the middle of a quest, even if you just went round everyone, you'd still be fine and complete the game regardless anyway. There are some puzzles in the game, or some mini games to be more precise. Some of these involve like button presses like a rhythm game. Some of them are like memorising button sequences. There's a like Diner Dash style game where you have to pick up the tea and deliver it to the various patrons. But because they're all very simplistic and there's no fail state necessarily for any of these games, it's just about doing things as best as you can in as fast as you want to progress the game through. And if you do get stuck on some of the things like putting in cogs in wheels and turning the cranks and that kind of thing, after about 30 seconds it starts to give you hints anyway of where to place the next thing. So you wouldn't kind of grind to a halt playing this game. I also wanted to touch on the art style. Now, when I first looked at this, I was thinking, oh, is that pointillism? And then I thought, no, you was rubbish at art school, Simon. Don't get fancy. This reminds me of sponge paintings, which is much more my level. When you was a kid, you used to like dump the sponge into paint and be like around on everything. It reminds me of that, and it feels playful and malleable and fun. And I actually really quite like the art style, and it grew on me more and more as I played the game and got further through it to completion. And yeah, I don't really have any negatives about it. It's a simple, short, wholesome experience. It's not going to wow you in terms of like, oh my God, the stakes were so high and there was so much tension in the story. She's out to get some tea. Just enjoy the relaxing, wholesome vibes and have a little chilled out time with it. Written review will be over on higherplayinggames.com. If you found this review informative, please do give us a thumbs up and comment down below if you enjoyed it. Catch you again soon. Bye-bye. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.